Russia really involved? What was the Clinton Foundation's role? Government Accountability Institute President Peter Schweizer, he is the author of Clinton Cash, joins us now. He has an op-ed on our pages this morning. Peter, your piece focuses on Russia's so-called Silicon Valley, which wanted to encourage investment in Putin's regime. Why is this any different from other dealings that the U.S. government has tried to do with other foreign governments?
Well, that's a good question, Mary. It's different in a couple of respects. First of all, this was a big vision that the Russian government had. They wanted to create their version of Silicon Valley called Skolkovo, which is on the border of Moscow. Unlike our Silicon Valley, of course, this was going to be government directed. And what they were looking for was U.S. corporate participation. And as part of the Russian reset, the role that Hillary Clinton had was helping to get U.S. companies to participate in this initiative. Some of them were enthusiastic, some of them less so. But the idea was U.S. corporations would invest money and technical know-how in Skolkovo. In exchange, they would get special access to the Russian market, and everybody would win. And unfortunately, it didn't quite work out that way.
Were there security concerns?
Well, there were some security concerns early. There's a State Department cable that came out through WikiLeaks that Hillary Clinton received, raising questions before this even got off the ground, raising questions about so-called dual-use technologies. For example, you are developing a new sensory technology that could have certain commercial application. Well, it could also have massive military application as well. So there were concerns raised about this. It didn't seem to have much effect because the State Department pushed aggressively ahead.
So what is the link? What is the link to the Clinton Foundation, Peter?
Well, so what you find is this massive overlap between those that participate in Skolkovo and Clinton Foundation donors. So in the end, there are 28 companies, U.S. companies, that are listed as key partners back in 2011. Of those 28 companies, 17 are major Clinton Foundation donors. That's on the U.S. side. On the Russia side, many of the participants, including Russian oligarchs, some of the people who run some of the verticals of Skolkovo, the nuclear cluster, for example, also are Clinton Foundation donors. So it's this blurring of the lines between Clinton Foundation donors and those who get access to this project.
Is it just the donors, or are some campaign staffers also involved? John Podesta, Huma Abedin, any of those folks?
Well, so John Podesta figures fairly large in this. John Podesta in 2011, we know through the released emails, is advising Hillary Clinton on a number of things, including personnel, speeches, and policy. And he actually joins the State Department Foreign Policy Advisory Board as an official advisor. He's also on the board of this small energy company called Juul Energy. Juul Energy has this sort of complex ownership structure, including 3 entities, but he's on the executive board of all 3 of them. 3 months after he joins the board, an investment arm called Rusnano, which is a Russian government sovereign wealth fund run by Vladimir Putin, invests 1 billion rubles or $35 million into this company that Podesta is on the board of. It's unclear how much money he made on it because he's not having to do financial disclosures at this time, but it's raises a lot of questions.
It certainly does. It raises a lot of questions, and we've been so focused on the email server scandal, you tend to forget that there's another big scandal out there, the Clinton Foundation. Peter Schweizer has an op-ed on our pages this morning. Peter, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.